We are entering the first Hanshan of the evening. We do have. Ooh, I'm having a bit of trouble reading the names actually. We have Peteyboo in the east seat. Is that xkime in the south seat?
Yeah, our screens are a little bit
Riichi.
blurry on our side, but we will try to work through it. Just let me
Each.
bring up
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
it should
I
be a
think for now we'll
spreadsheet.
just talk about the players as they are, and then we will. Yeah. So we
Huh.
actually see a very very early Riichi. So we have. Oh my god, what the. So we have an early 10-4 Riichi from the North player, which actually I think that's xkime now that I'm reading through the blur a little bit. And they do
Oh
sumo the
my.
10-3
Oi.
pit. Reach
Oi.
sumo Dora. No, no, unfortunate. But does get that very nice 350, so 1,600, 3,200, moving us along to East 2. So that one's got to feel nice to get, especially when you get chased with your semi dodgy weight. Yeah. So opening up into the next hands, and look at the East's hand. That's like either super expensive or super bad. I can't tell which one.
Um I'm honestly
Oh.
leaning towards that being pretty bad, but that draw was alright.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
draw was a juicy one. Was gonna have a bit of. I think they're gonna have a bit of difficulty getting the 8 mana, especially with. Oh my god. So 7-pin draw from the East seat right now does make that Junchan Sanshoku Dora one especially more spicy.
Hmm.
So I think they're just gonna call this to high heaven, you know?
Yeah, considering the rule set itself as well, this should most definitely be some sort of open hand here, I think. Your Honda as a dealer is suddenly worth a lot more, and this hand itself is unlikely to finish without opening. I feel like I
Hmm.
would have maybe liked maybe liked even keeping the free mun and discarding the east there. I just you know, you keep just a couple more options, but free mun there was also fine.
Yeah, yeah. So getting our nice sorry, I'm so tripped up on my words. I do have confirmation that the east seat is Peteyboo, the south seat is Bismarck, the west seat is Rachel, and the north seat is xkime before. So I guess we have to flip that around. So the current east seat is Bismarck. They do draw the 8 mod, getting into Tempai for Jun
Alright.
for Chan
Yeah.
San Shakudora one Riichi. Suji Trap,
So it's a dead weight, frankly.
yes, but is that Forso going to bait out Peteyboo here?
Um, I feel like the 7 so is unlikely to come out from PDB unless there's like a drastic shape change in the hand.
Oh,
Um,
you
yeah,
were
there's
saying?
well, even here you'd throw the 4 so instead, right? Like
What if you want to keep the the Sandrocker chance?
then like your 6 so. Like I don't think there's ever a I don't think there's ever a hand shape where the 7 so actually comes out here.
If you draw the four, can you draw the 4-pin? Is that possible? Oh, never mind. Not an issue
Um,
now.
If you draw the 4 no, if you draw the 4 pin, the 6 so still comes out, right? Because you still need okay, yeah,
Well,
sure, maybe. Yeah,
it's if you're
maybe.
deciding to exchange the two-sided weight for pin or not. So
Mm,
it turns out that's not an issue. Peterboo here has decided to fold, or at least semi-fold,
mm.
discarding safer and still hopefully maybe getting
So.
into temper. Oh,
Oh,
seven
no.
so
He ran out
does
of
come out
tiles!
for
He ran out of tiles!
Oh no, it does deal into Reach Sandroku or a Junchan, one Dora for 18,000 points. That has got to hurt. And a very, very nice sort of padding here for Bismarck.
Mm. Yeah, unfortunately, is xkime did, did not have the safety Peteyboo had and kind of just ran out of tiles right at the end there. So the unfortunate Suji dealing is will hurt quite a bit, but should be fine. There's he's got his dealership coming up, still a South round coming up. So yeah, this is it's not the best case scenario, but it's still absolutely fine for now.
Yeah, I felt like I was ringing a dramatic death knell when I said that Bismarck's hand is either very bad or very expensive, and just ended up drawing into
Such a red
the very
flag.
expensive side of things. It's a death flag. It was a death flag. It was a death flag. So moving on to this, what pops out to you, SBT?
Well, honestly, they all seem little bad.
Oh, the 6-man draw.
Okay, never mind. Okay. So there's a Sunshoku, there's a weird Sunshoku line for Rachel. There's Ipeko line for Rachel, Tanyao, definitely like a Tanyao reach hand. Sunshoku looks very likely now, but Bismarck also has like double east here with that juicy 900 point Honda. So yeah, I'm definitely looking at Bismarck to just outright win the hand here. The hand just seems to be quite fast, quite effective, but Rachel gets one more correct draw, or even the pawn there, and we're oh no, we're in that business.
So Rachel does decide to take the pawn of the 2-man and go for a cheaper Tanyao Sanshoku 567, ending Bismarck's dealership and any shenanigans that was going on over there, and just moving the things onto the next round.
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
think,
yep.
yeah,
Sorry,
I
go on.
think the call is probably really fair there. The 2-man call, at least there's one 900 point Honda on the board, and you see the double east pawn from the dealer, so it's probably time to bail. And but we'll rather bail on the expensive hand and just try to finish a hand instead.
C.
So, yeah, Rachel does claim her dealership, and moving on to the next one, we do see Bismarck and Peteyboo here have decided to open their hands and almost, declare pretty cheap ones, it seems. Nodora. Nodora. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong about that. Peteyboo has Nodora, seems to be opening cheaper, but a bit fast, whereas Bismarck on the right here does have 2 Dora, but shapes are a bit awkward for the Tanya. It seems mostly like a force, like it's not going to be any other reasonable hand, and they want to cash in on the 2 Dora as soon as possible.
Yeah, there's actually 3 Dora there, and this actually feels like one of those holo calls where you kind of just pawn away Dora and think about your Yaku for the hand later. In this case, Bismarck happens to have the pawn concealed in their hand, and I'd have to disagree with Peteyboo's maybe like cheaper hand. I don't think he was ever aiming, or rather they were ever aiming for a cheaper hand. I don't know, I get the sneaking suspicion it was always supposed to be Toy Toy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it definitely has shaken out that way, that you've gotten to this Toy Toy Ishanda and Tenpai
Yeah,
here.
there's Tenpai.
Yeah, so Peteyboo does get into Tenpai for this Toy Toy East Toy Toy, or all triplets. Currently in Tenpai for, am I counting my food correctly? In Tenpai for 5200.
Yeah, xkime is suddenly very vulnerable, I think.
Yes, maybe. It'll depend on how they decide to treat that 788 shape in their hand.
I feel like
but yeah, you are right.
them,
There's a bit of vulnerabilities here. There is definitely the potential of vulnerabilities, at least.
Surely 8-pin's a little bit too dangerous to cut, considering there's like no Dora right now.
guess. But then, oh yeah, 7-pin probably would. I
Yeah.
think 7-pin would come out because it recently passed, right?
Yeah, 7-pin would probably be fine. Honestly, I'd have to sit in the moment to like feel it out. But oh yeah,
Yeah,
there we
yeah,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. There you go. So it does take the 7-pin. Even though there could have been a wait on the Dora, it's probably not worth the relative risk. Tixo does come out of Rachel's hand, dealing into Peteyboo for 5200. Toy 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 East,
Mm.
and moving us along to East 4. Oh boy, Peteyboo has like not even close, not even contention, the best looking starting hand. But
Yeah, there's also Chinitsu maybe coming from xkime.
yeah. So
At least
yeah,
that's kind of what I'd be looking towards for this hand. The
yeah,
free
yeah.
pin was the normally you'd be happy to see a free pin, but right now it's a little rough.
Yeah, xkime definitely looked at their hand and thought this is either a very bad reach Nami, or a hard shove into this 12,000 point Chinitsu, and they have decided to take the Chinitsu line.
Mm,
Oh, we do
definitely like
see.
a Chinitsu.
I agree. You need the points. This is just not even a question at this point. Peteyboo here has a few interesting paths. Could go for the Itsu. Could have gone for like uh, well, has left Itsu open. However, if they start filling in shapes in their other blocks, like say a 7-pin, never mind, not relevant anymore. Sorry, but if they filled in the shape like a 7-pin, they would have had a pretty difficult time figuring out if they wanted to get rid of the Itsu chance or not. And I think that comes down to personal playstyle. As right now though, they do get into this very nice what I think this is what this is called is like a perfect Ishanten, because you are waiting for a 3/6 man, a 4 or 4 7. No, this is not perfect Ishanten. It does get into Tenpai, however. That was just two-sided one. Anyways, does get into Tenpai for Reach Pinfu. If they do hit the 6 man, it would be the larger side Itsu. Which is very scary because that's an instant manga.
Yeah, at best the Mangan here. Or maybe even Haneman with 2 aura, but we'll think about that after. Here's the 3-man Ron. So just reach Pinfu, 1 aura for 3900. So pretty timely hand here. Swinging the positions around. Previously, just 2 rounds ago, it was Rachel who was in a pretty nice position at second, but now Peteyboo is South one with his with their dealership rather, 29-9. So with 2 Dora as well, so pretty solid position here, chasing behind Bismark.
I think that was super vital as well because it did actually shut down xkime's Tenpai. I think he got into Tenpai for Chinitsu at the very tail end of that. I don't believe it was a good way. I'm not quite remembering the hand, but definitely was at least present. Yeah. So moving on to this hand, and Peteyboo
That's
is
not
that's
what
a
you
good
want
hand.
to see.
No,
Well,
it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
rather
It's
it's
fine.
good, but it's
It's fine.
you're stuck with all Kanchan. That said, though, it's actually not only one Kanchan. Wait. The more I look at this, the better it gets.
Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's fine.
It's probably fine. This is any hand is dealing with 2 Doras usually pretty good.
Yeah. No, nothing. Generally speaking, to complain about in that context, at least. Uh, let's see. Looking around, we see Bismarck is also 1 Shanten, or 1 away from being Tenpai.
Yeah, I'm definitely liking Bismarck's hand here. There's a lot that can go right, and very little that could actually go wrong. So it's yeah, it's a pretty nice looking hand. Unfortunate draw on the 2-man after the 3-man discard for Peteyboo. First to Tenpai, however, is Rachel looking for 5/8 bamboo. Nothing
Reach Dora.
special of a hand though. It just looks to be Reach Dora 1 for now.
I'm sorry, did you forget Ura 3?
Well, I like Ura 3, except there is only one Nineso left somewhere in the wall.
Exactly, somewhere in the wall in the Ura Dora. Tenpai here for Peteyboo.
Sumo.
Pinfu Dora Dora does Sumo and
right.
very Riichi. That would have been a reach if Hut's Sumo Pinfu Dora Dora.
Yeah.
But they do get the Sumo
Oh
here.
boy.
So it's Pinfu Sumo Dora Dora 2600 gold. Sorry, SPT?
I feel like that's an interesting play, and if we ever had like an instant replay mechanic in Tenho, that's something I'd like to see just briefly, because I feel as if that's actually a solid Riichi, but I might actually just be wrong.
I generally agree. I think personally speaking, you reach that you can choose to remain Dharma or hidden if you feel like someone will cut the 6 or 9 month against the Riichi player, but the Riichi player had no indication that the 6 or 9 month was a safe tile. So
Hmm.
because of that, in my opinion, you should throw the stick in because your hand is just so big, and more importantly, the player opposite you can't ever fold. And some of the time, you just get to Tsumo it, and if you hit Ura or hit a putts, you're in big money town, you know?
Oh boy.
We do
Anyhow,
have.
that's a talk for the post game discussion, I guess.
Mm, mm, mm. We do have very nifty starting hand for Peteyboo here. Already one away from San Shokudora 1. If they can draw right, this may become Chanta as well. Maybe.
Yeah, they kind of definitely turned the throttle on here during South round. This is a very nice hand.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that girl from Saki, right? It's like you bide your time during the East round. As soon as the South round changes, a gust of wind blows over all the players, and you start
All
ripping into
right.
everyone.
There's the Chanta draw here. I don't believe
Oh
in this at all.
gosh, that's.
Oh boy.
Oh man, if Peteyboo can get a 3-mon here, they are faced with a very interesting decision of do they Riichi or do they remain closed, only winning off the one so? Because like on one hand you got Pinfu Dora 1 Ipeiko, which is not bad, but on the other hand you've also got to add Chanta and Sanshoku, which is like 18,000 points immediately. So I have no idea what I'd do. Maybe
It's
maybe we should not hope for something like that, so I don't have to think about it.
it's an interesting discussion,
Riichi.
and I feel as if the answer is Reach. But now considering that there's
Riichi.
your Toyman is Reach, it might actually be Dama.
Mm,
Unfortunately, drawing the wrong side of shapes here, decides to fold
yeah.
out. It looks like, oh, not necessarily a fold out. Freeman gets him right back in.
Mm.
Um,
It was a bit. First of all, we do have a 1/4 pin Tenpai for Rachel, and then an immediate chase by xkime for Chitoi, or 7 pairs waiting for the door. Does get into Tenpai here, and
ooh, that's
elects to cut the 4-mon. Yep, maintaining a
hmm.
Tenpai for Ipeiko, Dora 1.
Yeah, so
Um,
confirms the Epeco, and it's actually 4 months little bit safer than 2-5 pin right now. So yeah, nice play coming from Peteyboo here, I think.
mm,
So
mm, mm.
Xkime is 10 pie looking for 2 pin waiting on Chitoy, and Rachel is 1-4 pin. Reach pin
Ooh,
through,
that's a
it
hard
seems.
one. Oh,
Ooh, just
just jams
hard
it
shoving
in.
it through. Yeah.
Oh no, the Dora deal it. So the reason we do have double run on, however, unfortunately, PDB was free 10 on that 5 pin, so cannot trigger a win on that 2 pin. Thankfully for Rachel, because she would have dealt into Ipeiko Dora Dora and Chitoi, Riichi
Yeah, that's
Chitoi Dora Dora. So
yeah.
she saved from a bunch of hurt from that one.
That
And
that would have been game ender. That's like, okay, pack it up, lads. We're going home.
pack it up, we're done here. All
Yeah,
right, I'm headed now.
yeah.
Um, Yeah, that's a harsh hit here for Rachel. Um, yeah, she's gonna have to strap down and probably push in some hands. She seems to be in the position where she cannot throw away hands that are given to her. So, as an example, the hand she has right now, I almost can't imagine she can ever fold.
Yeah, you unfortunately at this position in the game with your dealership coming up, you want to set yourself up for like a good run. So you kind of have to just force everything through.
Yep, yep.
Unfortunately for Rachel, though, there's a fairly quick Itsu coming along here for Bismarck. Would have to draw exceptionally well. Well, not exceptionally well. That even 3 mon here, 6 mon is fine. So, one good draw from Bismarck puts Rachel in the hot seat. And Peteyboo as well is coming up pretty fast. So, Rachel's got a nice hand, but we'll have to draw into it fairly soon or be left in the dust here. There's the
Oh,
3 mon.
3 mon draw. We've seen this scenario before. Riichi two-sided weights for Pinfu on the 6 mon being the larger side for that Itsu.
Yeah, so there's Dora here as well. So from memory, it's the same position as earlier. Reach
Yeah.
Pinfu Dora plus the Itsu would make it a Mungun. Happens to be an East seed as well, so this is it's a very dangerous hand that just came together here.
If they can simmer that 6 mon, they're gonna get another 6,000 points old, which sorry, not another. They didn't get 6,000 points old, but they'll get another deal of Hanemon, which would be massive. I think there's still one 6 mon in the wall, and one 3 mon in the wall. So still nice.
There it is. There it is.
To Ura?
Re-
To Ura would get a by
Reach
mon.
Pinfu
No.
Itsu Dora. No, Ura.
Oh, Ura was close though. Ura was close.
So no Aura this time around. Rachel unfortunately falls into the negatives here, and Bismarck soars ahead at 56,000. It's still a little bit early, so the game's not quite locked up just yet, but it's getting very close to that point. Xkime probably thinking about Kokshi here.
I think they're more than thinking about it now. They're probably
Yeah,
gonna hunch. Whoa! Oh, super interesting. Yeah, I guess they have no faith in the Kokshi.
I feel like it's not that it's no faith. I feel like with the early Huts Pon, you're kind of out.
No, but they had the fourth Hatsu. Like they had it inherently in their hands, so they were never. I don't think they were ever stuck for it.
I think it was speed. Like trying to match speed with Rachel, but I'm not sure about it honestly. Could be Honetsu line, could be Toy line here. So
Oh, it just could
what
be
I
Suisa.
yeah, I guess. I feel like what I have a feeling what xkime was going for was looking for a probably just looking to tempo match the Hutspon.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, I felt like that the hand was so slow anyways that you might as well just go for that super grenade and see if you could scare someone away. But I do get that. While we were talking, Rachel did get into Tenpai for green or Hatsu and Dora 1. So a nice 500, 1,000 points puts them back in the positive. However, that's just not enough. They need to win here. Like they're
Yeah.
not in a position to be happy or comfortable, and not going to be for a while.
Yeah, the dealership here for Rachel is basically the last chance. Like you make something of this or you're going home in fourth, and it's a 4-round event. You really don't want to be taking a fourth here if possible. So Rachel's got to step on the gas pedal right now. 8-pin draw is very nice considering the current hand. I'd love to see the character shape take form, so you can ditch the
Ooh.
1-2 bamboo.
What do you
Early
guys?
8
What do you?
on.
Yeah. What do you think about the 8-pin pawn there?
I personally, I don't like it. But
Yeah.
I do understand why Rachel's going for it. It's actually, the more I think about it, the more it might be correct. You need speed. You want to secure a hand. Honda is 900 points, so if you can start stacking hands, you can get what you've lost back a lot more, back a lot quicker. So the pawn might be correct, and it's definitely taking shape here. We've even got toy chances now as well. A little
Yeah.
bit far away, but it's there.
I think the main worry I have with that 8-pin pawn is what you said is completely true, right? So I'm not going to tell you like that you're wrong, because you're not. But the worry I have is that while it is true that you're going to want to stack up Honba, that hand has a very nice potential for this like Tanyao Pinfu, reach Tanyao Pinfu, and if you can simulate, that's a nice 2600 all or something to
Yeah,
that
I
degree.
definitely agree
Whereas
with that.
at the time of the hands forming, Rachel didn't really have that toy line possible. So I
Yeah.
feel like very often you end up with a cheap Tanyao only, and you're not going to claw out of this position with Tanyao only, essentially.
Interestingly
So
enough, we are currently 10-5 for Tanya only.
but but like Rachel can definitely pawn a 7-pin, 7-man, 5-man, and get into a nice one. So I think that's why I personally disagree with the 8-pin pawn, but I can also understand the panic of not wanting to be out of the position. I guess like
Yeah.
that's a horrifying position to be in. It's not.
Yeah, can
I don't
definitely.
envy it.
Yeah, definitely understand the position, but yeah, as you mentioned, I don't think I would have done it personally. I do like to gamble a lot more on those closed hands, but yeah, if anything, the calls at least like guarantee that you'll be 10-5. Well, not guarantee, but you can't lose dealership here. So being able to secure dealership is very nice.
Let's see, the xkime was in Tenpai winning for the 5-pin 6-man before, but they drew a 3 or 6er, I can't quite remember, and they did decide to fold against Rachel, not wanting to feed the last dealer. And now they're being offered a 4-pin. They do decide to take it, giving Rachel the high pay,
So,
I guess.
yeah, that's interesting. I'm not exactly sure why Nagashi
Oh, wait,
Mangan.
did we just...
Nagashi
Oh my
Mangan.
god, Nagashi! Wait! I didn't even expect
Wait a
that
minute.
one! Wait, what the hell? Alright, I never see Nagashi, so I apologize in advance that was a Nagashi... Whoa! Okay, so that was a
Interesting.
Nagashi manga, but wait, but oh wow, we are. I must not have read the rules clearly. Rachel maintains her dealership.
Yeah, Nagashi Mangan doesn't actually move dealership. It kind of just like it. I don't know if you've played Magic, but it's kind of like adding on to the stack. Anything that already is happening just happens, and it just adds on. It's like an extra effect. For those asking in the chat, it's a Peteyboo who got the Nagashi Mangan.
Yeah. Um. Sorry, that just blew my mind. I never see Nagashis, and I just straight out ignore it at some point. Oh god. Yeah. Also, did I just hear you talking about magic stack? What were they called again? Lightning counter decks or something like that?
Oh no, it's just stacks. It's Yeah,
1
I work in a game store and I've kind of been like buying back into modern, so like I've got like a lot of Magic analogies to add.
But you're buying back into modern. How big is your wallet?
Gee.
Jesus.
No, never mind. That's a conversation for another day. We've got 10 pie here for Peteyboo on Itsu. Yeah, just Itsu. Dora is
Yeah.
the Haku, only one of which is
Each.
on the board. xkime now with Reach. Is this Cheetoy? Reach Cheetoy waiting on the Haku. So it'll be the it'll be the second.
Oh,
Oh my! Oh.
Reach it puts some Cheetoy Dora would make it a Baiman. No, unfortunate. But that clears the nasal passages. That puts you right in contention for second, or even if you get really lucky, first place. I think Rachel's doomed. So I'm just gonna say it right here. I'm pretty sure Rachel's doomed.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not what you want to see in Rachel's position. You're basically playing to minimize your losses here now. xkime puts himself from okay, I'll just take a third into oh boy, let's take a 30k third and maybe even a second. And going step by step, you're even looking at a first here. I feel like first it's unlikely, considering that Bismarck has that Chun pair here. So xkime will probably be playing for some kind of 30k end, but anything can happen here. It's shaping up to be a pretty spicy game.
Okay, so stick with me here. I think that was a really interesting question to ask before xkime did that big sumo. Because of the waterfall like Uma, Bismarck gets more points if Peteyboo is below 30k. They don't actually have to be, below second, but they can be below 30k. So I'm wondering if Bismarck would have tried to snipe Peteyboo for extra points. Because it's not a trivial amount of points. It's about 10,000 points, I think.
Yeah, from memory, if I'm just gonna tab out real quick and double check that. The sliding Uma happens to be where is it?
I think if one person is positive, it is plus 30, right?
Yeah,
30
it's
minus 50
plus
minus
30,
10
yeah.
minus 5, something like that. Whereas second, it's just plus 10 plus plus 20 plus 10 minus 20 minus 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, so that sliding Uma makes that option to just try and make yourself the only person above 30k way more tempting. I don't think it's relevant anymore, considering that you don't want that the last place dealer is actually possibly going to make it. But I thought it was interesting at least before.
Yeah, 10 by here, you don't really care anymore. You'll just take whatever you can get. xkime with the chase, however, 5-8 man weight
Versus
Peteyboo,
the 6-9 man red weight.
There's also the red dragon in there. Peteyboo's hand basically lit up like a Christmas tree here. It's suddenly in a little bit of danger.
Yeah, this is where you hope for the hard eject. 6-man does deal into Bismarckia, reach 1 Ura, and yeah, that will end our Hanshan.
That is a massive one. That is a massive 2-man hand.
So we do end with Bismarck in first place, Peteyboo in second, xkime in third place, and Rachel in last place. That's a nice win for Bismarck. That's a very, very good first Hanshan with the Oka plus the aggressive first place.
Yeah,
like this is not like a meek one.
Yeah, plus 63.8 is definitely how you want to start tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Peteyboo as well, plus 16.6. Unfortunately not the result you want, but you'll definitely take it with how the game went. xkime and